Oh, hey guys, didn't see you there. Just, just hanging out with our combs. No big deal up in here. What's up, everybody out here in the Good Game Report podcast, tuning in live on the Twitch channel, tuning in, listening later on in the week. What's happening, y'all? My name's Stav, gonna be your driver for the entire episode. Today, we got something big rolling in hot today. Fam, we're got a great episode lined up for y'all. We're going to get into a nice little general discussion with our guest in just a moment. But for gaming news, we're going to talk about some ninja videos that came out this week. Everybody loves a good little ninja conversation. The most, you love them or hate them streamer out there. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about the new Fortnite Season 2, Chapter 2, Season 2. Never know what it is. That dropped this week. We're going to get into that a little bit. And then we're going to hit on some Apex. King Canyon dropped in hot this week. Big time. You love to see it for all the Kings Canyon fans out there. And then we're going to do a comparison between Apex and the new Fortnite season. A little Clash of the Titans. Matched off recently with 2 new seasons. So that's going to be a big one. And then for the general discussion this week, we're going to talk about balancing a healthy lifestyle versus your gaming and streaming schedule, because it's very tough. It's something that I think we all battle. So when it comes to that, it's going to be good because it's something I've wanted to talk about for a while. We're going to wrap it up with some GGR questions from the Discord group. But without further ado, let's bring in our awesome guest and host for the week. We got my host, Mendy. Can I get a ear from you, Mendy?
Ear.
Oh, he did a little stash comb for the yours. For your yours out there right now, listening and watching, can I get a real good double ear? That's what's up, baby. Thank you so much, Mendy. Hope you're doing great. And our guest who's chilling with us this week is our friend, the sheriff himself, DuecesWildBill. What's up, Deuces? How are you? Thank you for joining the podcast this week.
Hello.
Can you hear him, Eddie?
No.
Oh, no. Deuces. No.
I think it's on. Yeah, there you go.
Yeet.
Deuces, what's happening, my guy? What's up?
What's up?
Oh, boy. I was just so terrified for a moment right there. But big time glad to have you. How you doing, Deuces?
Troll, right?
Dude, you trolled us all big times out there. Oh, boy. That was wild. Yo, Deuces, what's happening, homie? How are you?
Good. I didn't get the comb memo. I got to go find one of those.
Oh, yeah. Did you like what we did there?
Here's mine. You can have.
Such a good tribute. Ooh,
Mendy bought 2 this week just to get ready.
I bought
just
a
to
kit,
get ready for you.
It came with some trimming stuff. I hope you don't mind. I just. Okay, we're good. Oh, let me even it out.
I said to him on I think it was like Sunday or Monday, I was just like, dude, let your thing grow and just have the stash for the thing. And he was like, yep, doing it. And then he's like, I'm buying a comb out there. So he's fully kitted for this.
It makes me so happy. It warms my heart.
It does. So Deuces, thank you for coming on. Greatly appreciated. Let's get to know you a little bit. Some of the people in chat, you in the Twitch chat right now that you know and have seen you, but some of the new people out there might not know who you are. They just see, the stash, the Western background, and they want to know a little bit more of who you are. So can you just go into a little bit about it? It's your time to shine, baby. Let it rip.
All right. Well, we'll do background. So, grew up gaming like most of us, I'm sure. For me though, I'm 34, so growing up gaming was like Game Boy without the lit background, so you had to have that like contraption that went around and had a magnifying glass and outside lights. You always had to have like 16 batteries with you.
I feel that. Mendy probably doesn't. I feel it.
I don't feel anything.
So, but now, I mean, lately it's been the last, I would say, best 7 years. It's been Call of Duty or Halo Online with friends. We moved around a lot recently, so it was the way to keep up with friends. And then we kind of just grew apart a little bit on that. And then I started making new friends who were streamers. And then saw them, and I was like, man, I'd love to do that too. And then actually 1 year ago today is my 1 year Twitch anniversary.
Hey, big pogs. Hey, big pogs in the chat.
Big years. That deserves some big years.
Y'all didn't even know that. So today's a special day. So
Is it
Oh.
actually today?
yeah, it's actually today. Yeah.
What are the
One-
odds
one
we pull
official
that
year.
one off?
Wow. We did that on purpose.
Yep.
So
I figured.
A year
Like
of
the
We
streaming.
voted.
A year of stream. That's pretty awesome. How did
Yeah.
we connect to one another? I actually don't even remember the time. We probably said something like "What's up" to each other in chat, but I'm sure you remember coming across Stav and Mendy. Like,
Yeah, so you wouldn't remember. I think you were 24 claws deep.
All right, so it was a Friday or Saturday night. Okay, got it.
Yeah. But Mendy and I think, I think it was I Have the Danks was on y'all's podcast.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
Only been
he's
on like
this-
3 times.
Yeah. And I think he tagged you guys on Twitter. Mendy and I connected on Twitter. And then I think, Mendy, you came to my stream first, right? I think that's how it happened.
I think so, yeah. I recognized your name for a while, but I think I did something on Twitter and we talked a little bit, and then I stopped by your stream. And then from there, we just connected.
Exactly. Yeah. And then like a week later, we were playing games together, which is really quick. Usually it takes a couple of weeks, a couple of dates. But we were already there week 1. So
it was an instant connection. Was it love at first sight on your side, Deuces, as it was from?
Yeah, with me and Speedy it was. And then Mendy came along a little after that. Yeah.
Like most people I talk to.
Yeah.
Mendy, that's when you were a day streamer that week, right? And you were just like, yo, I need peeps to mess around with.
It's true. It's very true. I think I was solo at the moment too, and I was just like, I forget who I was playing. Maybe J Cubes.
Yeah, J Cubes. I think we played, and then TMD Chaos. We played a couple too.
Yeah, and then Yvonne hopped on afterwards.
Evan.
Evan. Oh boy.
Peter, are you here?
She's gonna kill us for that. Yeah. So obviously, I think the mutual connection here was Danks and the entire Wolfpack and that entire community. So. Yet another great reason why that this connection, this collaboration between all y'all and the Good Game Report has just been great, because we're just meeting awesome people and awesome streamers. Almost every stream someone new is connecting with all of us. So it's really cool to see that. I think we have 1 million questions in chat though that just want to talk about the mustache. We need to talk about the caterpillar growing up there, the Tom Selleck look. Where did this start? When did it start? Is it a culture that you just live by, wake up every morning and just say, it's a good day to wear a jean shirt and a jean jacket, or what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, the day that I wear a shirt, I guess that's, just because of Twitch. But yeah, so the mustache was, I was a golf professional for 5 years. Had to be clean shaven every single day, like no stubble at all. Moved to Atlanta, did an internship as an accountant, and was clean shaven when I started. And then they kind of were okay with me growing a beard. And then I let the mustache grow while the beard was there, kind of like Stav's got going right now. Not that big of a beard, but it hid the mustache. Okay. And then I shaved it as a joke. My wife was okay with it. She'd always said no to mustaches. But she's like, you pull it off. And then, we're in Atlanta. Mustaches are pretty hipster, so we kind of fit in at that point. So, I mean, like 3 years ago, I was the mustached guy with a man bun as a tax accountant. Love that. Like, I mean, that's marketing right there, So I wanted to appeal to people who didn't typically want to go see a CPA or an accountant, So that was pretty cool at networking events and that kind of thing. And then when I streamed, started streaming, obviously, it was the recognizable thing. So it obviously stays. I am thinking about shaving it, but only to go through like a weekly update of how to grow one. So we'll see.
Oh,
that could be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
How long do you think it would take to get fully back to where it is?
I mean, I don't know. To get to where it is now, which I actually just trimmed it because it was a little out of control, which I'm I'm a little bit disappointed I did it, but it is what it is. Probably a month and a half.
So. Okay. So you can get like 5-6 weekly updates with it if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I think so.
Mendy, how long did it take to grow your full mustache?
I'm 26 now, so about 25 years. Yeah.
Gotcha. Roger.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about.
And that's not fake, right?
No, this is real. This is very real. This is the only thing that I can grow besides the hair on my head.
Chat was asking. They
But I would say the biggest thing about growing a mustache to this girth is to not trim it for like. I mean, I wouldn't trim it for that whole 6 weeks.
So don't use the scissors.
Right. Yep.
Throw those away.
Two of these.
Yeah.
Throw those away.
Otherwise, people like trim it like to get it out of their mouth, and then you grow it out, and you have this long out here, but this part's just like a.
Yeah.
Have you ever twisted the ends?
Yeah, I do that quite a bit. So
Okay,
that's why I
sweet.
was disappointed right now because I just trimmed it so that they get back under control.
Mhm.
But like every 6 months, it gets out here and it turns up. I actually have a curling iron that I use to actually curl it up.
Love that. Absolutely love
Yeah.
that.
Obviously, you just turn it on. You get it in like the first 30 seconds, so it's not too hot to burn your cheeks.
Little whiskers.
But good enough to work on the mustache.
Mendy, are you on Amazon right now just buying curling irons and sending your scissors back that you bought?
I would do that, but I'm too afraid I'm gonna turn off my computer somehow. So maybe after the stream I will do that.
Okay, just write it down then. Just write it down.
Let me write it down real quick.
This is obviously, I'm assuming it's a big hit in your streams, and it's just a talking point, it's something that sticks out. It's just like, dude, love the mustache, and then obviously it's just, it's been you for what 3 years now, like you said. So, I love having a talking point as a streamer. Someone comes in, they go to Mendy's stream, they're just like, I stayed at a Motel 6 as well. Let's talk. They go to like your stream, they're just like, bro, Stash is sick. They come to my stream, they're like, wow, you're so handsome, jacked. Like, it's crazy. We have such a good connection. I just love the opening liners and the eye catching that streamers can do. And I think the mustache really works for that. And in your case, as long with great gameplay. So
thanks. I think I've gotten rated by 2 medium-sized people. One was like an 80-person raid, and one was 165 raid. And then both of them, I went back and watched their VODs, and it's just like, oh, this guy's got a sweet stash. Let's go check this out.
I remember. So that was the first day I actually went to your stream. I tuned in because I just seen you playing with Mendy. So you were talking. I was like, I'm gonna go watch him. He's live right now. And I went in. I texted Mendy. I was like, does he normally have like 150 people watching him? Mendy's like, what? No, he doesn't usually have that. And I was like,
over to your stream.
I was like, I think someone raided him then, and it was in fact a nice fat raid that someone was nice enough to come over. And it is funny how you say you watch the VOD and there's like, dude, sweet stash, we're going over and just full send. No, that's sweet, and it's something as simple as that can just catch an extra eye that might come in and turn into a lifelong fan of your stream and the stuff that you do. So it's pretty cool. Mendy, keep the stash going, bro. Yep. I think it will work, Mendy.
I saw my mother today. She wasn't happy about it.
You just gotta power. You gotta power through the first couple weeks. Give it 4 weeks, then I think you'll really embrace it.
I'm kind of already one with it, to be honest with you.
You're on top of your grooming. I think it's great.
I'm so proud that it could stay on it too.
So Deuces, how did you get? How'd you come across your name? It's DuecesWildBill. You go by the Sheriff. You bust out some glasses from time to time in your stream. You said you didn't want to spoil it earlier, so we'd love to hear how you came across the name.
Yeah, so DuecesWildBill is my original Xbox One name. So 10 years ago for Halo 2, created a Xbox Live account. 10 years ago, I'm 34, 24. Okay, I can say it. Yeah, I was probably drunk whenever I made it. Yeah. And I didn't know that I misspelled deuces incorrectly. So I was just I liked Wheel of Fortune. So and I always used dual pistols when we played Halo. So I was kind of the cowboy guy. So I was like, oh, Wild Bill. But then I could do Deuces Wild, and I could just do like a before and after like you do on Wheel of Fortune.
So it's two things in one, you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. And that's how you came with the Western theme. You're like, all right, this is what I'm going with.
That Reverend Rogue was probably my first and most influential person for streaming. We had a big brainstorming session. That was obviously the easiest one to go with was Wild Bill and Western. My biggest thing was like I didn't want to have guns on my logo or anything. Even though I play guns, I'm not a violent person. and I wanted just to be, I always have goals to be, partner. So I wanted already to have that mindset of, okay, if I have merchandise or things out there, I want to be appealing to everyone and not, segregate a certain community or whatever.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's everything you have. Your logo is very clean. Your very clean. Your stream's very clean. So I mean, shoot, bang, bang. I'm in for it, man. I love it. I love it.
Thanks.
Mendy's a very violent person. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, he's from the 70s. You can see that.
I get it from Speedy. I blame her. She's a very violent person.
You mentioned Halo, and you were just talking like 10 years ago is when you came up with the name. I'm guessing you didn't start playing video games when you were 24. I'm guessing you started when you were younger.
Oh yeah.
Just a brief little background of what you first started playing on post Game Boy with the magnifying glasses and the lights, and then up to date what you're using right now to game on, and just kind of like if there's any interesting things that said, okay, I'm going to take gaming a little bit more seriously.
Sure. Yeah. I think originally played on Nintendo, but that was only at my grandmother's house whenever I got to go travel there. So that's Super Mario Brothers. Nintendo 64, my neighbor had one. He was actually like 30 and I was like 15, but I was able to go over there and play Duke Nukem with him.
Nice.
And then I finally got my own PlayStation. So I was a big Twisted Metal guy. And then once we got into like senior year of high school and then college was when Halo came out, with LAN parties and stuff. And like, that's just, I mean, those days were amazing. I still think about those days all the time. So it's pretty much Halo from Halo 1, 2, and 3. I mean, I really didn't touch anything else. Halo 4 kind of sucked in my opinion, and Reach, I'll get added for this one, but I wasn't a huge fan of that. So that's when Call of Duty kind of started to come into play. I don't really like any person versus environment, just because when I was a college kid, it was like I don't get to see their expression. I don't get to hear them yell at me for killing them. So where's the enjoyment? So that's kind of where that went. And I started streaming with Halo 5 custom games. We would get big groups of us to play that. That was fun. And then I did Blackout. I loved Blackout. And then Apex came out day one. That was amazing. And that's been it since.
Have you jumped into any competitive scenes at all?
No. I mean, I tried to play a couple Halo tournaments, small ones, and then Apex, some small ones as well. And I'm just I'm a better content creator. And I can't carry teams at all by any means. So I could be a support player.
Only some of us can do that.
Yeah. I'm no Stav.
You were carrying more of a me, so I don't know what that says about me.
You did a really good job right there saying, I'm a better content creator. And I think for people streaming, they need to figure out if they're going to go down that road of being a content creator, or if they're going to go down the road of being a competitive player, because it's two different avenues.
Yeah.
And when you streaming, and when you can combine both, that's when you're like that's your best streamers out there. That's your Tim the Tapmans. That's your Courage JDs. The guys who can cross being good at games, but also being very good content creators. And I think, and I said this for Danks, I think this is the avenue you're going down, because you have a good value of both, right? The content's there and the gameplay's there as well.
Yeah.
And it's like that hybrid thing, but it's the main focus for you, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the content, pumping out the good content. And it's not so much about getting 15, 20 kills a game and dominating competitive ranks and ranking up in that. It's about, putting on a good show, having fun, and interacting with the people that are in your chat.
Yeah, and I'm always, as a streamer and content creator, you're always looking for those opportunities, right? So like, in the back of my mind, the new Modern Warfare Battle Royale is in the back of my mind, that if that comes out and that's something that, seems to click with me, I'm open to putting more time into trying doing something like that. I haven't come across that game. I would say that when at the beginning of this year, middle of last year, one of my goals was to be in a position where when the new Halo came out, that I would be ready for that in case there was an opportunity there. But that keeps getting pushed back, so who knows when that comes out.
Are you interested? You just kind of you said this, but if that really pops off, that new Call of Duty, whether it's going to be a battle royale, whether it's going to be a survival Tarkov style game, and you test it out, you like it, are you going to go full in on it?
I mean, I would say it depends. I have a community that I do enjoy. I mean, obviously, I feel like they would support me with what I enjoy as well. But as long as it's an enjoyable product, I think playing Call of Duty multiplayer is hard to be the content creator that I am that engages in chat, right? It's really hard to be in the middle of a Call of Duty multiplayer game and read chat and interact.
Call of Duty it's a very tough game to stream because one, it's frustrating. You take 2 steps and you get smoked. The gun game, Mendy, that you did was pretty good.
Yeah,
but
gun game
is fun.
Great.
It's still just like 2 minutes that you're so hard focused on the game, you can't really take a second to even look at the chat and say what's up, and then you kind of need to recollect after. Mendy, is if this jumps off the new Call of Duty that when it comes out, are you going to go pro in that?
Only if DuecesWildBill joins me in my team, and we keep our mustaches in, and we comb it in between games.
You can say no, Deuces, if you want.
No, I'm in. That's perfect.
Wait, you said no?
I'm in. Yeah, you guys can clip that. It did say no at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just edit that.
That's like a weird liability thing there.
Let's just edit it so we just got the no. He just straight up denied Mendy there.
Okay.
So what I've seen from you is that you're playing Apex right now. Is this your favorite game of all time to stream, or would you say Halo still kind of takes the cake for being your favorite?
Halo, because I'm better at Halo than I am at Apex. But again, that whole multiplayer aspect is really hard to engage the chat and the community at the same time. Like when we did custom games, it was much easier because I could play around with people. People could see my personality. I have friends that would message me and say like, I can still hear your evil laugh when I'm sleeping after you snipe me from all the way across the map. But yeah, so I think Apex though is my favorite battle royale for sure.
You found a good home with Apex, I feel.
Yeah,
and it's a game that it looks like it just kind of suits your style. You got the Mosey. It seems like you're the only person that really loves the Mosey. I don't know actually finish people with that weapon, but break down this Mosey gang thing that you got, because Mendy bought a shirt. You got a Mosey gang shirt.
I had to.
First one.
I had to.
So give us a little bit of this Mosey gang that you dominate in.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Mendy and Bill. And I'm the leader of the Mosey gang.
Mosey gang.
And so we're a group of people that understand that there's a gun out there that people often overlook or throw away, and it can actually be used for fun, but also kind of still has that trolling aspect from me, which is, I want people to be kind of frustrated or embarrassed that they got killed by me, and so that Mosey gang does it.
That's like the most disrespectful way to kill someone is with a Mozambique. Like, I would be so mad if somebody did me like that.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool because we started as a hashtag, and then now, like, I got people randomly just tagging me on somebody else's post that I don't follow and says, hey, awesome. Deuces, here's another one for you.
Here's another one. You just really started something. That's wild, dude. I pick up that gun and for 5 seconds I'm like, all right, I have a good weapon, and then I start shooting it. I'm just like, why did I get this weapon? Question for you: why does it take so freaking long to reload the Mosey?
I agree.
For 3 bullets that you're gonna miss all of them.
Yeah, the PK reloads faster, and it's 6 bullets. I mean, it's only one animation. He's just putting one chamber in there. And you're like, I think that has 6 bullets. Can we please slow that down?
I think we talked this last night, Mendy. It's that the Mosey, to me, would be fine if they updated the reload speed. And here's why. It doesn't hit for that crazy amount of damage.
Without the power up on.
Right? So just the basic one. What does it hit for? 30, 40,
45.
Maybe? This guy.
Knows the
This guy.
facts.
This guy over
It doesn't
here.
hit 45. That's if you hit all of it into one, because doesn't it spread?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so
'cause you're going to
Matt,
hit
you
like
don't-
25.
You don't hit all of them in the.
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't
Mendy,
even
we're-
hit some of the bullets from one shot.
So the damage isn't worth that long of a reload, I feel.
Right.
So even if you bring the damage down a little bit and then you bump the reload time up, I feel like it'll be an okay weapon to use early game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kit it out,
Early
and then
game.
I'm sure it's fine. But I mean, you kind of, for me at least, being really bad at the game, I always just drop it as soon as I can. But I mean, look at you. I mean, this guy.
I mean, my favorite Apex moment is still when I picked up a gold Mozambique at the bottom of the Wraith portal, the Wraith location in season 2 on the drop and left there with like 7 kills because nobody had shields yet. And it was great.
Just peppering him.
Mhm.
I want to love the gun, and I want to join the Mosey gang so bad. I will never be able to hashtag Mosey gang in a clip because I will never kill someone in those 3 shots because I'm that bad at them. I'm just so bad at it. But you literally hit those when it comes to the Mosey, and I can't wait for Mendy to bust out the Mosey gang t-shirt on stream this week if it comes in. So
Definitely
Really,
keeping
just
this
shout
in
out
for
to my teammates because they always call out their shields are broken, and then I know who to go for. So you gotta have good teammates.
Yeah, big comms,
Mhm.
big
Make sure
factor.
you ping the right way, because Stav will ping a weapon, but he'll ping it as an enemy, and it confuses the hell out of me.
Dude, pinging's all about. And Deuces, you're really into that, right? It's like
Yeah.
over communicating, right?
I don't know how Mindy's talking about pings. I watched a couple of y'all's games, and Stav is the pinger. He's got
the
it.
ping
Yeah.
king.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Ping
about
king.
that. We're gonna have to see
Like
some
I
replays.
watched Mendy, and I'm like, he didn't ping that. Your teammate needs that.
Thank you. Look at him. That's just the face.
I know you told me not to trim the stash, but I'm trimming it. I'm trimming it.
It just goes in. You're gonna cut yourself. Put that down.
You're right. You're
You're
Let me
too
use my others.
inexperienced.
Let me get my other one that I bought from Amazon.
Oh my god.
What's your goals? You said I think you're in the position that you're shooting for partner. As most people probably, I think that's their end goal for streaming as
Yeah.
well. Is this something you want to do as a full-time job? Is it something that you want to just keep learning and keep putting time into and keep growing? And you can honestly just walk around and say, "Hey, yeah, I stream on Twitch. That's what I do."
Yeah, I mean, playing video games is obviously a passion of mine that's always been there. Thankfully, I've had a supportive wife that understands like that's a big part for me. And obviously, though, I am 34, and as you get older, things get slower. So for me, I want to get into a position while I still have skills to play that allows me to have a platform to empower others to reach their goals. So, what does that look like? It looks like maybe like an incubator where I'm constantly coaching people, whether they're streamer content creators or YouTube or whatever it is, just teaching them the business side of it. Because as we all know, when we start this, if it's the first thing we've ever done, we have no business acumen or, what the true word of networking means or anything like that.
You just hit on something that I want to go into a little more detail. The coaching side of streaming. Now, this is something you said you've gone down before. We haven't had the privilege of talking to anybody about this. So if you can go into kind of what it takes or what your methods are in coaching a streamer, like, I don't know if it's like step 1 to step 10, or if it's just like, hey, there's your mindset here. What's your breakdown as a coach? That's as someone who coaches streamers. Good job, Stav. You nailed it.
Yeah, for sure. I would say that. So the first thing for me is it's just to me it's the mindset. So like, it's from as small as like somebody coming into my Instagrams and saying, "Hey, yo, follow for follow" on my comment, rather than just deleting them or banning them. It's like, "Hey, man, DM me if you want to talk about the right way to do this, because I don't think you're doing it correctly." And it's amazing how many times that's led to a conversation of, here's my blog, or here's, this thing. And then now they're followers of mine on Instagram and huge supporters. That's not the end goal. The end goal is so that they can give them the tools that they need. Because most of the time they're like, oh, well, somebody told me this was the way to do it, and they're just following that rule. But I've done it from anything like that to other streamers that may have been a guest on your podcast before.
Mendy?
Yeah, Mendy. Yeah, so we had a consulting session on his mustache. That's why it's getting there.
Yes, thank you, Bill.
Sorry. But it all depends on where they are in their career or where they are. But most of like you said before, the first question is, do you want to be a gamer or do you want to be a content creator? And I think you can be both, in the beginning, but you need to be looking for goals or signs of which one you want to go towards. Because one is going to take up more practice time and the other one's going to take up more engagement time. But most of the time it is, what are your goals? Your long-term goals? Okay, cool. Now let's break it down into 30-day goals and make it 2 or 3 goals and only give you like 4, maybe 5, but that's a lot of activities that you can focus on. Because when we're in this stage, we can get pulled in like 1,000 different directions. Like, okay, should I be working on Instagram? Should I be doing Clutch? What's this TikTok thing? Am I too old for that? Trying to figure out like which ones to focus on so you're not being spread thin, you're not getting exhausted. And then you also have these goals that you can come back and say, oh man, I crushed it this month. Let's celebrate. Or I didn't, so let's tweak this a little bit so I can hit it next month.
I think what was interesting to me is that I think it kind of just boils down to, as far as competitive gaming or being like full-time streamer, like what's the most enjoyment you get out of something? I think for me personally, that's what I'm trying to find out of it. I already know I'm not a competitive gamer. I know I'm not going to be these top tier guys. I'm just having a good time, having a fun time.
Someone said it.
Streaming, hanging out, and I guess content creating.
Mm-hmm.
I think to me it boils down to what you're enjoying the most.
Yeah.
What do you think, Stav?
I think you should just show Speedy the entire time, Mendy. I think that's the best.
True.
Just chatting, just Speedy.
Yeah.
All time.
No gameplay.
24/7.
No video
gameplay.
games. It's so serious.
Just that. Speedy in the stash. I think that's I think that's great how, if someone DMs you, the first thing it's like, hey, follow for follow. It's just like, dude, like, no, let's stop right here. Let's correct this. Because, people do approach it the wrong way. And Instagram's a perfect example of that. You post a clip on there. It's just like, yo, dude, you're lit. Check out my most recent thing.
Right.
And it's just like, and it just gets to the point, like, how do you respond to them? It just seems like it got to the point for you. And then you're just like, you know what? Instead of deleting it or saying anything, you just want to maybe help them and give them an actual shot, because that's not going to work. That approach isn't going to work.
No.
You're not going to get, an active fan base or community built up by doing that approach. And it seems like you just kind of nip it in the butt right then and there, dude. And I love that.
It doesn't always go well, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, but then you can just look at their streams and be like, looks like that's not going well either.
Yeah.
I just hate those. Dude, you're so clutch. What's up? Check out my most. And I'm just like, I lose it. I lose my mind when it comes to that. I absolutely lose it.
You're gonna get a bunch of those comments tomorrow, right?
Dude. Well, you need to get clips first, which I lack. Except for my dance moves. My dance moves kind of took off.
Those are great.
Beautiful.
Well, that's a little bit of Deuce's Wild Bill. I got to know a little bit about you that I didn't know before. So if you guys have any sort of streaming questions out there, whether it's your goals that you're trying to work on, maybe how to, hit this goal that's been, logging you down for, a couple months, reach out to him, give him a little shot. It's obviously he runs a great stream. He has a great community. And you guys can just kind of have a little conversation about it, and you guys can go from there, and hopefully it works out for you and knock out that goal. So,
yeah.
That's Deuce's Wild Bill. I think we're gonna move on to the gaming news section of the podcast right now, and we're gonna start out with another monster content creator slash Fortnite pro slash competitive gamer slash love or hate him, the best streamer in the world. Damn, I can't believe I just said that.
Hurts a little bit.
It does, and I hate doing it, but I mean, people could argue he's the best. It's just what it is. He was in the news this week. Mendy sent me over a video that I missed. I was actually watching him, so it was Thursday morning that you sent this video to me, and I was watching him on Tim the Tatman's stream. They were playing the new Fortnite season, and it just kind of hit me like I can't watch Tim the Tatman because he's playing with Ninja right now. Okay. And everything just coming out of Ninja's mouth was just negative and just like, why is this guy doing this? Oh, he's so trash. Oh, why'd you do this play? And I was like, I can't watch the stream right now. And then Mendy sends me this video about it's just a game. Right. And I guess someone in his chat said, like, relax, bro, it's just a game. And which he just went bananas on. He literally lost his marbles. And then he compared it. He said, would you say that, and this is quote unquote, would you say that to Tom Brady or LeBron James about losing a football or a basketball game? And that's when it really hit me. I'm just like, dude, okay, I understand where you're going with this, but it's a little different when it comes to playing 100+ video games a day in the same game than playing a 16-game NFL season or an 82-game NBA season with playoffs and stuff like that. And to me, where it was different, and I'll send this over to you guys too, there's modes and paths that you can be as the sheriff comes into the podcast. You can either go competitive or you can do public games in Fortnite. If you're doing public games, you can't get mad at someone for saying it's just a game. Because literally, it's just a game when you're playing public matches. You're going in and out, you're dying, you're restarting, you're going over again. He's probably winning 40% of his games to begin with, which is a pretty good rate for the day.
Yeah.
Right? It's not competitive. If you're going to say that in a competitive or at a tournament or something like that, or a weekend Fortnite tournament, I'm fine with you saying it's not just a game. Because you're right, there's prize money. There's prize money up for grabs. You're still going to get those donos and bits from all your fans, whether you win or lose in Fortnite. And if you had a positive attitude in those public games, you would probably get more. And you would get people like myself to actually download Mixer and watch you. Because you know what? I watched you all the time on Twitch. But I haven't watched Mixer because he kind of changed recently. And I get his whole thing on stream sniping. I hate that. I hate stream sniping. I think it's the worst. And I agree with him 100% when it comes to stream sniping that it ruins his streams and you shouldn't do it. But this it's just a game thing to me is wild when you're strictly playing public matches. Mendy, do you have a thought on this entire thing?
I think just watching the video alone, it was just super cringy, like how he was going about it. It felt like he was a young kid, even though he's a grown adult talking about video games and how he's upset about it. I think overall, I kind of understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, it's like if you're playing a public game and you're that hardcore about it, you should just relax a little bit. It's just not the end of the day. You're going to be okay. He's doing really well for himself. He shouldn't freak out over this, to me, minuscule thing.
And it's just one public match, like,
yeah.
Guess what? You're going to go to the lobby and you're just going to jump right back in.
I think he was just having a bad day. But at the same time, he had so
tries.
much energy to make the video and then post it on to his... Oh, no, it was a clip from his stream, right? Or did he post it? Okay, never mind. He probably just had a bad day. I don't know why he went off like that.
Deuces, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you compare yourself to LeBron James and Tom Brady, I mean, I guess he didn't compare himself, but he put himself in the same phrases with them, and I mean, I guess he's maybe one of the goats of streaming. So I guess that's. Do you even like Tom Brady, Stav? How do you know?
Go Pats, baby.
But yeah, I think my biggest thing, and I may be nitpicking too much, but it was, he used the word angry. And for anybody who's watched my streams, I don't think I don't think I get angry. I'll get disappointed. You know, I'll be happy to talk about what we did wrong so we could do better next time. But I think there's this in online gaming, there's already this kind of taboo of being an angry gamer, right? Where you rage quit, you throw a controller, you break a mouse, you know, you do something like that. And so saying, almost giving people encouragement to be angry doesn't sit well with me. Like, be frustrated, sure. You know, there's better words you can use. And I know it's kind of a thing, but it did lead to his tweet, and he did say that as well. So it's kind of like,
He's changed to me. And
I feel like it's ever since he moved over to Mixer, he like secured his bag, and now he's not worried about being a family friendly thing.
that's a good point. And you know, let's talk about the evolution here. So the pre-Ninja that everybody knows Ninja now was, you know, this hardcore gamer, very competitive.
Yeah.
When he was in like his basement, before the hair and stuff, and like he was kind of, I'm gonna say he was kind of toxic, but that was his thing. It was just like, "What's up, bro?" Like it's like very just like wild, but that was his thing, you know. And people went and watched him for that because they thought it was funny and they thought that he was a good gamer.
And then he completely switched up.
Yeah, he does a complete 180 when Fortnite comes out, which I think was the right play. Like someone needed to take that approach,
especially from a business standpoint.
And he knocked it out of the park. You know, you see him everywhere now. He's at Lions games. He's at NBA All-Star Weekend. He's at the Super Bowl and stuff. Like, obviously, he did the right thing. He's got everything with Adidas going on. He made the right business decisions. But now, and good point by Mendy on this one. Please don't clip that. Ever since that it's gone to Mixer, I feel like he's like, you know what? Okay, I can. And I've been hearing a lot of, you know, swearing, and you know, even like I feel like he's gone even more into like the sexual like kind of words that he uses. Like he's very like non PG-13 anymore in his streams, and it just comes off to me as just like, ugh, like you said a great word, cringe. I just cringe now at it.
Yeah.
Where a year ago, I loved pulling up his stream because it was positive. And then, okay, I just remembered something. But then he comes off as this like role on Twitter, but you got to be positive and everything like this. Oh, you got to do that. All the stuff with DK about, you know, don't trash a game because of it. You know, say like go through it. And it just blows my mind, man. It blows my mind. Deuces, have you seen a change in him at all?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't, you know, it could be that he's exhausted. You know, Twitch, he wrote that and he said it like, I didn't take a day off for whatever, for however, like a year, I guess is what he said. We can talk about that later, having a healthy lifestyle balance.
Yep.
But I mean, you know, he saw an opportunity and he went for it. So I commend him for that. But I think it's a good example to streamers out there right now that are in our position, that are striving for being that popular, is that if you aren't true to yourself the whole way through, it's gonna eventually come out. You know, you can't be somebody different all the way through. There's gonna be a time when you get tired, you get exhausted, and then your true self comes out. So is that what you want everybody to see? And then are you going to lose people when they find out that you might be a little bit different than what you've been putting off?
I think that's a great point. Mendy, what do you have to say about his change in this kind of new Ninja that we're seeing now?
I think he was when he first started streaming, he was just like himself, and then he realized that he can take this to a whole nother level, so he started to tone it down a little bit. And now that he switched over to Mixer, he's saying to himself, well, I already got my contract, so I can kind of get back to my weird self. And I think what Bill said too, I think he's also just burnt out. Like, he streams probably 8 hours a day, if not more, and this can't be healthy for you, sitting down for that long and stuck to a screen all day. I think he's burnt out.
I agree. I think that's part of it. I don't think it's an excuse though.
No.
And
no.
If Bill, as a coach, what would you say in the situation if someone that you were helping out and you saw him kind of blow a gasket like that? What would be something that you would say to him and be like, hey, we should go about this a little bit differently? I know it's not on the same level as you're coaching like ninjas all the time and stuff,
Sure.
but just for something on your end is just like what would you have done in that scenario if you were to tell him that?
Yeah, I mean, so as a coach, they would never get there under me.
Don't say that.
That was quite the statement there.
But no, I mean, it's just you can see the signs, and if it is exhaustion, it is whatever it's eating at him. You can address those things, and it might be that he's entered in something with Mixer where if you were to speculate, it might be that he took the Mixer because he can take some days off because it doesn't seem like he streams as much now.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it might be that's actually not fixing what he thought was the issue. That he's still exhausted. He's still frustrated with the game. And so that might be what's coming out. So, we might have an Antonio Brown situation where he's just trying to get out of a contract.
I always wondered. I do think ultimately he's going to be back on Twitch if they'll let him. If they'll let him come back. But
I don't think so. It seemed like they left with a really bad.
That was a pretty bad breakup.
Yeah, especially because the whole thing of them promoting other people's channels on his offline channel, and then I think like a pornography account was on there too, and he was really pissed off about that. So
that was bad.
I think if the money is right, because think about it, they banned him on Apex. And then all of a sudden, he's now sponsored by eBay to play Apex again. So if the money's right, he might come back to Twitch. But other than that, it's got to be really good money for him to come back for it.
I'm interested to see it, just kind of unfold. He's fascinating to watch because you respect him so much as streamers ourselves. You respect what he's done for streaming and who he is as a businessman. It's just for me, I think he's stuck in a position and he doesn't know how to get out of it. It's almost like he's forced to play Fortnite and be this role model for kids, but he just wants to unleash something that's inside of him. And I feel like it's just, it's like a cyclone of just, I want to do this, but I can't. I have to go back, but I want to. I hope the best for him. I really do. I maybe, a 3-month break might solve it. A 2-month break, just go on a vacation for a month or something. Get away.
You never know. He might have some personal things going on that are, who knows? I mean, like it's all we're good at speculating, but who knows?
True. And we're all humans, we're all humans at the end of the day. We're not just streamers.
But even more reason, like you said, take a break.
So, I mean, hope for the best, brother. And speaking of Fortnite, and when I heard all this stuff going down, there was the launch of the new season, which came out this past Thursday. I believe it was the 20th. I'm not really best with dates. I think it was the 20th. So Thursday the 20th came out. Chapter 2, Season 2 dropped. A lot of people were waiting for this because they weren't too happy with Season 1 and Chapter 2. And it wasn't the gameplay. It was kind of the way that Fortnite went about it. I mean, I even went away from it, and I love Fortnite. I went away with it for Apex because I was just having more fun playing Apex. I also started playing other games as well. So this one came out, all the big time streamers are super pumped that it dropped. We'll just go over the new stuff because it's still early and everybody's kind of still learning the game a little bit. They added these new areas where you can drop in, and incoming, they stole this from Apex. Send it all you want. They added these vault areas. I'm going to call them vault just because that's what gaming people know them as. They're areas that you can drop in. They're highly protected by these crazy AI people. They're called henchmen. They're like Secret Service agents, and they're protecting this vault, this massive chest that has all these crazy weapons in it. And they're all spread out throughout the map, on like the far corners of the map, and then one big one in the middle. And this is the biggest update that they've added, because you can get crazy guns. You can get like heavy snipers. You can get the grapple weapons. It drops, like if your team drops in, you open it up, everybody gets like an epic gun or something like that. But like you have all these AIs, up top on the perimeters kind of protecting it, and they will shoot you. And I've probably done about 20 drops or so, and I've tried to go to those areas. I don't really love it so far. I don't get the point of going to those. I'd rather just land somewhere else, establish my loot, and roll on and continue living my life. But I think it's interesting. I don't know if it's going to be a game changer or not. I don't see the point of adding it. It's very contenty, and I don't think some competitive players are really going to like having this in there. It's just kind of interesting. Have you guys seen any of this? Have you watched anybody like drop into these areas? Deuces, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but
yeah, and I will say I did think that the level of the NPC, the AI controlled, was good. That they were actually good enough to protect it.
Mhm.
It wasn't just like a person, a stick figure there just to waste a couple shots
True.
on. I don't know if that's balanced enough, but I did think it was better that they weren't just there for show.
When I've landed all these places, and it doesn't matter which one I go to, I've jumped far away. There's people landing there as well because everybody's trying to go for those epic weapons off the rip. But I think that may die down. Like any new season, you're going to go to the new places, check them out. I've died multiple times to these AI bots. I'll admit it. So good for them for killing the best player in the lobby. I mean, it was helped by the other people. You can only kill so many real people and bots at the same time. I mean,
Right.
it's just a game. But I don't mind it. I thought the gameplay itself was still fine. They didn't like add anything besides the henchmen that have changed the game too much. They put launch pads in towards the end of last season, so those are now established. They took out traps, which I thought is a very cool play for cross-platform people because mouse and keyboard kind of dominates with the traps. You hit the one button and it traps down as opposed to a controller where you have to go to the next level and get to it. I thought that was very balanced for the game. Let's see. They added
Did they add toilets?
Yeah, so they added these teleporting toilets, right? You go in, it's like a porta potty.
Fortnite? What is this
Bro,
game?
It's weird right now. You go into these toilets and it sends you to another one. I don't know if each one has like a set destination or if it's just a loop or something like that. I'm sure it has to be a set one, right? So your entire team gets in, doesn't send you to the northwest, and then you end up right in the middle or something like that. So I'm guessing they all have like a quick destination to something close, but
like Clue with the staircases.
I think it's a good idea. Any mobility to me is good mobility in games. Whether it's Apex, Fortnite, and any of these games, the cycle, whether it's mobility is awesome, and they lacked it so much in the first season that we have anything now. They put the grappler back in the game to just give a little bit.
Unlimited now, unlimited grappler.
Yeah, but I don't think it's I don't think like ton of them spawn. I think only like there's one grapple in the entire game.
So if you pick one up, you just jump around the whole game and you're fine.
Yeah, but like some guy tried grappling on me the other day, and I just pulled out a pump shotgun that I had, and I hit him for like 180, and then I finished him off real good. But
did you pick up the grappling gun and just move around all over the place?
No, I'm really bad with the grapple gun. Like I just getting really bad. So even though I'm not pro at the grapple gun, I will say.
Oh.
They took out bolt action snipers, but they put heavy snipers back in the game that I think you can only get in like epic chests, which is cool. It's kind of like Apex when it drops down, you can get like the Krabers and stuff like that. It's nice to get those really cool weapons and be able to pull them. I wish Apex you could get them a little bit more, but I don't mind it how they're just spread out sporadically throughout the map. I don't mind that. Maybe if it's like 1% chance of pulling a Kraber, I'd have more Kraber clips and stuff, but that's for another discussion. It's like the new theme. It's like secret agents. I don't know. It was like very Austin Powersy meets James Bondy meets like it was very weird. I don't get it. I don't get the new theme, but
I mean, you get to put a suit on a banana. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. The cat, the Jack cat, is like one of the main characters or something like that. Dude, he's tough. I'm just glad they finally gave me a skin. A wicked ripped cat out there just dominating. Yeah, bro. Meow.
Meow.
I would like to get back into Fortnite, and I know. We got into this pretty heavy last night on the stream. I love the game, and you can say whatever you want. People love the game, and they're going to continue loving the game because the building aspect. And I've said it once. I've said it. I'll say it 1,000 more times. The building is the best feature in any video game ever. All right. I'm sorry if you don't like the building. If you don't like the building, it's probably because you're not good at it. I hate to say it, but building is so sweet and gives you an extra level of being good at something to give yourself an advantage on high ground and outbuild someone to eliminate them. I just love that. I think it's the best thing in video games. I wish Apex had it because right now you're just kind of stuck between getting in good positions. It's all about positioning Apex, while the building in Fortnite allows you to position yourself in a better spot.
You upset me so much. Building in Apex. You want building in Apex.
I want building in everything.
No,
everything.
No
Do you like
way.
Deuces? Do you like the building or no?
Yeah, I mean, being a controller player though, it does, it's always been a little bit of a frustrating
For sure.
mechanic.
For sure.
I think if there was I have an Elite controller too, so I've been interested to go back into Fortnite because you can kind of do some shift buttons in that.
Yep.
So I've been interested to see if that would be a way to do building, so I could play on PC and then do it that way. But
I'm interested. If I do go back into Fortnite, I'd like to try those paddles. That Mendy, remember I told you that we're going to be awesome, and Dank said that they were awesome, and you were like, "No, they're terrible."
No, stop.
I would like to give them a shot because I just have a regular DualShock right now. I know, crazy out there how I'm so good at video games with just a DualShock, a regular one without paddles. But I love the building. I love it. I think it's just
you can stay with Fortnite. All you building people can just stay at Fortnite. And
but I love Apex at the same time too. Like Apex is such a, and we can roll into this right now. It's Fortnite launches on Thursday, and what does Apex do on Friday?
unannounced.
Kings Canyon, just boom, back to the Apex world. So like everybody that was like playing Apex that was gonna probably maybe try Fortnite out again, they're like, no, bro, we're Kings Canyon all week. And so they drop it on us. And the question that I have for you is this a chess match between Apex and Fortnite? And is this what we're going to be seeing going forward? Mendy, we talked about this before when Apex launched a new season. Fortnite brought launch pads back. Now Fortnite launches a new season. Apex brings Kings Canyon back. Do you see this as a little chess match?
Yeah. They're like battling against each other. Whenever a new update comes out, they try to bring something else out to rope in their players again. I mean, it's very strategic. They're doing it for a good reason. And they know that if they have any kind of threat, they can just throw something out there and pull in their fan base again. It's, like you said, it's a chess game.
Bill, do you agree with that?
Yeah, and I think it's good for the community, because we have a competition. One thing I wanted to add on Fortnite that I read, where one of the Epic Games persons was talking, that the releasing content is kind of like doing music, where they had this build up at the end of season 1 that got so chaotic, and it had to become super quiet with the 48-hour layoff, and then also with season 2 chapter 1, I was kind of just plain, and now they're starting to introduce the little things back up to try and build it up. I thought that was a really cool way to say it. Like, I wish that guy was in charge of Apex. Yeah.
So the one thing I'm going to ask you guys again, and Bill, we'll start with you. Are you almost mad at Apex and Fortnite's for holding back on the players? Like, would you like Kings Canyon to be there all the time? Would you like Launchpads to have been in season 1 of chapter 2 the entire time?
Yeah, so I'm probably at fault for giving people too much credit a lot of times. So for me, I'm like, well, maybe Apex has a reason. Like maybe their player base is dwindling and they can't support. They're afraid of it being split. I'm a minority on that part of it. I know, because people are like, well, if they do Kings Canyon, more people will come back. Well, maybe, but then we have this split, and then you have less chance of running into higher ranked players on PC that you're trying to maybe impress or whatever. So I think that there could be some other things that we don't know behind the scenes. But at the same time, I think we all want as much content at all times as possible.
All right, I'm going to rephrase my question because I think it's a little unfair comparing having a separate map, because I don't think any game should have 2 maps. Because
Right.
like you said, you're going to get the split and it's going to be uneven. Because I actually really like the new map. I think the new map in Apex is great. I think it's fine. I think it's very balanced. And to compare that to Fortnite, when the entire community for the entire season is asking for more mobility because you took it all out of the game, and then just because your biggest competitor drops a new season, you finally give it to the community. 13, 14 weeks. Apex, keep crushing it. Epic, figure it out. You need to listen to your base a little bit more. And I think this is a great rollover to the comparisons right now between Apex and Fortnite. Deuces, who do you think listens to their community better?
Oh man. Jeez.
Don't you hate when he does that? He goes on this great conversation, and all of a sudden he's just like, "Bam! Here's a question for you."
We hate when that happens.
I mean, I'm probably in the minority, but I would say Apex does. Just because of we're at year 1. We're only 1 year into Apex, and all the things that they've done. Like, they've obviously released some stuff on their own time. They wouldn't push things up, or they wouldn't, get rid of skill-based matchmaking completely or whatever. But again, in my mind, I think they've tweaked it when they said they would, and then they also have their reasonings behind it that they've stayed true to as well. So in my mind, it's Apex, but I think I'm in the minority.
Mendy, do you agree that it's Apex?
I'm gonna say yes, but only because of the fact that it seems like they give back to what the people want. I think Apex and Fortnite, they're not ignoring people. They're not, everything that they're doing is very strategic. I feel like Apex is giving more what the people want, and Fortnite's saying, we know what you want, but you're just going to have to wait for it, and you're just going to have to wait till it's the right time. And I know that frustrates you a lot, but I feel like they do it on purpose to, not necessarily to upset people for obvious reasons, but I think they just do it for some sort of strategic plan that they got going on.
Mm-hmm.
But in my case, like, they lost me as a Fortnite player because
you keep coming back in every season. You keep getting back in. You're still saying it's a great game. I
did not buy the battle pass.
You
I did
are
not buy
what
the
they
battle
love.
pass.
It's you. It's
I'm
players
their
like
biggest
you.
fear.
No,
I'm their biggest fear.
Because you keep talking about it. You keep going back and playing it. You're still obsessed with it. They have you
I love
exactly where they want you, and it doesn't matter what they do at this point because they have you.
But I was buying their stuff before. I'm not buying anything right now.
Maybe not right now, but maybe something else cool comes out and you start buying that again.
And now I used to only play Fortnite. Now I'm playing Apex. I'm playing Rocket League. Playing Uno. Goated at it.
But think how many people came back or started Fortnite because it was a simple version, right?
I miss the old game, man. It was just such a basic, fun game. And now it's all this crazy stuff. And I think the obvious answer is Apex listens to their community more.
I know. But I think they both do. I just think that Apex gives what the people they want more.
Yeah.
But
most people will say no because of the, we don't have duos and solos.
True. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So, but does Apex listen to more because it's a smaller audience? Like with Fortnite, you have what? 1 million people tweeting it a day. In Apex, you might have 500,000 people tweeting out of the day. So you kind of just twisted me up with because people would like to have duos and solos in Apex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I can see them keeping that in there full time. Like I can't imagine that hurting the game too much. But
cross-platform. Please
they
give
definitely
Apex
need cross-platform, without a doubt. Yeah.
I'm switching to Fortnite. Fortnite, keep crushing it. Apex, figure it out over there on your end.
You just want an excuse to find something wrong with Apex. So
no, I didn't think about those things. Between the cross-platform and the solos,
they do
duos,
need cross-platform. Yeah, they do.
They need all those things. You need to have a separate, another gameplay, because I'm not going to play Apex by myself. I'm just not going to do it.
True. Very true.
And that's why I didn't play for the longest. That's why I didn't get into it. It wasn't until I started playing with you, Mendy and Scoot, that you guys were like, yeah, we used to rip pecs. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And like we had a trio and we would go in and play Apex, right? And and now I'm here playing it because I finally got it. But it's something as simple as not having a solo campaign or solo battle royale mode that I didn't play it for 8 months or so. I don't know.
Okay.
Fortnite again dominates over Apex. Crazy. I didn't go into that thinking that, by the way.
I'm sure.
I think Apex right now is playing better. I think it's a better, a more fun game. It's simpler, it's easier, and I think it's just smooth. Where I think Fortnite's very complicated right now. Again, new season. The more I play, the more I'll figure out what to do, what not to do. Apex didn't really change in the new season. Would you guys agree? Like the gameplay, like nothing really crazy happened. You don't have to go get like a new vault or something like that. Nothing crazy new was added to the gameplay, right? Deuces?
Yeah, I mean, so it was subtle, but what they did changed it quite a bit. I think the small map changes that they made changed rotations and third parties quite a bit. I mean, third parties still happen, but Capital City is now fractured east and fractured west, and that little change made a huge difference. Like it's crazy. Like I think their map change was one of the best I've seen recently. I don't like when they add the little locations. I think those messed the game up. But when they made this change to the map, I thought it was great. And then going back and playing Season 1, Kings Canyon made me see how much I liked Season 2, Kings Canyon, way better because of the movement and things that were there and the loot.
Mendy, what do you think?
It's funny because you said you don't like the little places that they add in, but I love that because I know nobody's going to go there, and I just want to pick up as much stuff, and then I can rotate to, a place where I feel like I have a better advantage to.
Is that why we keep dropping Survey Camp?
Yeah, Survey Camp's a good one. Geyser used to be the spot, but now everybody likes Geyser. Very upset about that. But I'm still gonna drop there. Don't go there though. For anybody that's listening, let's trying to think. That's a really good point you said about how they split it into. I didn't as far as like rotation goes and getting third party. I mean, obviously that's gonna happen regardless, but I feel like it's a lot less than the previous seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Mendy, we die every time we go into Capital City, whether it's fractured east or fractured
still hate
west.
going there. That is a fact. Yeah, that is a fact. But at the same time, I feel like it wasn't as bad as the previous. And I just love that Kings Canyon is back for a little bit for a little team.
I like, and with any new season, obviously, I think map changes are a must, just to kind of spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But like to me, the overall feel didn't really change in Apex. I think for the most part, it's the same gameplay, same game style. They added, I mean, they took the L-Star and the Devotion, they switched that. To me, that's really the only crazy change that they made. Or big
new character as well.
Yeah, no one's really using Revenant anymore.
Same Mozambique.
Same Mozambique.
Same Mosey, still getting killed. Deuce is still getting clips.
You remember when they used to have the animation where they throw down the Mozambique? How did you feel about that personally?
Yeah, I mean, a little piece of me died.
Would you just pick it up and then never drop it just so you wouldn't see the animation of them throwing it on the ground?
Yeah, I'd pick it up and do the animation, put it right in front of your face, to say, hey, I still love you.
That was interesting. We're connected. That's right, folks. There you go.
Yeah, now this is a big question, and I'm just gonna drop it on you guys. And
drop it.
I'm gonna drop it. Mendy, I'll start with you because I know you love crazy. Bring that zipper down a little bit while you're at it. That's too tight.
Are you wearing a pinky ring as well? Or
yes.
You always have that, or is that just for this?
No, he added it for the. No, he always wears it.
Just like the mustache, I always have one. What was your question?
You're gonna love this. With all the negativity Fortnite gets, will it ever fall?
Fortnite?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, will it ever fall? Yes. Soon? No. But I think there will be a time, when.
What's the time? Give me the time.
I think it's got like a year or two, and you can clip that and see where it goes from here. But I think
it's going to be dead in 2 years max.
Yeah. Yes.
What's dead?
Dead as in like
Because people say it's dead right now, and it's still the highest game on Twitch most nights.
I would say not even like top 20 most streamed games on Twitch or whatever the biggest
Most
streaming-
viewed?
Yeah. Because if you think about it now, like they took a big hit with Apex, they're taking a big hit with like a lot of games that are coming out now. Not a huge hit, but it is affecting them.
It's a hit. It's a hit.
Before they were unstoppable. They could anybody that can come up and do a battle royale. It didn't even phase Fortnite. Now we're seeing the side effects of, oh crap, what should we do? Or oh crap, how should we do something different? Before they were the different. Now they got to think of new things. So I think I'm going to say 2 years max. It's going to be dead in the sense that we're not even going to talk about this on this podcast anymore.
Deuces, do you think it has a timeline, or do you think it's one of those games that's just it's always gonna have its certain group of players that's gonna keep it relevant for a really, really long time?
Yeah, I mean, I think if it falls, it falls because they sell it to somebody else. I think Epic has a creative mode that they can constantly pull data from to see what people are playing and what they're designing, and they already, it's almost like their own research team. But I think if they were to sell like to Ubisoft or something, it would die.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point. The only reason why it was fall is because they sell out. When it comes to Apex, Deuces, what do you think they can do better to close this gap and bring that timeline and kind of force Epic either do something stupid and sell or fall?
They got to be better with their servers. I mean, you can't have a ranked mode with people getting penalized for crashes and people trying to qualify for their first huge tournament and they're not making it because they're crashing and there's nothing they can do about it and it's not on their side. Like that's borderline embarrassing, unfortunately.
Mendy?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again?
I sent it over to you because it looked planned for it. Dude, I might be able to get him right here. What does Apex have to do in order to close the gap?
What does Apex have to do? I think what Apex needs to do in order to close the gap would be...
What does Apex need to do in order to close the gap?
I have no idea. I think it's too early for that. I don't think you can. I don't think you could do that quite yet. I don't think a game could.
I mean,
really
Bill just said a bunch of really good ideas. Stepping up their servers. To me, it's having better server connection. Not just stealing that from you, but I'm stealing it from you. And I think they need to add those other gameplays in there. I would love to see a squads, a 4. I think that would be phenomenal. They don't need to do it. I'd love to see it though. And then also I would really like to see building. No, I'm kidding. But seriously. And I really want a better ranked atmosphere. Once they figure it out, I want them to go hard. I want them to be more in the public when it comes to their ranked stuff. Like the World Cup, it was publicized very well and got a lot of people talking. And I think that's really what Fortnite is going to be. I think that's why it's going to stick around, because I think they're going to have all these tournaments that these players are going to be training for and working hard to go in and win big prize pools. So once Apex figures it all out, take your time, get it right. But when you have it, go hard. I'm talking 0 to 100 and just fire away. Get all these tournaments going. Do it in Vegas. Do it in New York. Do it in some like a huge football stadium in Dallas or something like that. Go hard. Make it an event that people are going to want to say, hey, I want to train for this. I want to go to Dallas. I want to play Apex in the Cowboys Stadium or something like that. And just do it and just go nuts with it. I would love to see Apex do that. Are they going to do it? I don't know, man. They got to figure out these server things first.
Yep.
I think that'd be big. I love both games. Go. When you guys just had something right there.
Yeah, I just had a thought real quick. What if they added building to the game? Maybe that would close it out.
Mendy, you asked the question. You repeated the question 5 times to me. And then you laughed
bro.
at I would love building in it.
Oh,
I would love building in it. I think building's great. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's great. Let's have everybody perfect their facial hair, except for Mendy, because this is his time. This is his this is your moment, Mendy, right now. Can we get this sponsored as like the year moment of the podcast? I think we should have like its own like video or something like that. It's just like speedy, year, and then it's just like just graphics that just really like jump out at people that are watching.
Yes, I think that's a brilliant idea. Just like building an Apex is also a brilliant idea.
I think they're both great ideas. I only have great ideas. So this is Mendy's time to shine. Deuces, after he finishes, I want you to let the listeners know, watch the people on stream know, and Mendy himself know how he did. So Mendy, this is your time, baby. Take it away.
Okay, guys, this is my time. So if you're here with us now, we're currently streaming live on Twitch on the Good Game Report. Ooh, good crack. Thank you. That was a White Claw, by the way. We're currently live on the Good Game Report Twitch channel, and then after this, I edit it down because we say too many profanities. I can't put this version out here. So I put
any profanities.
So I put it on our YouTube channel, which is also Good Game Report. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. And then we also take the audio to it and we put it on Anchor, which spreads it to every streaming platform you can possibly imagine. And please share that. Please give it a listen if you missed out on the full live version of this. We're on all social media platforms. Just type in Good Game Report and you'll find us. And that's about it. Gang, gang.
And we also have, we also have Wednesday night raid nights that we do on this channel. And we also started doing a Friday night game night where we had our first one this past Friday. All three of us were in attendance. We played marbles. Peter did a great job.
Fantastic job.
Deuces, did you win a game of marbles?
I did. Mendy, did you win any?
Mendy, did you win a game? This is embarrassing.
Speedy clap.
Stav, you won, right?
I won. I was goated. Yeah. I had a great time. We actually ended up playing for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was just really fun. It was cool to see all the members from the Discord in there. So next Friday night, 8 Eastern, we're going to be doing that. And we're also planning on doing, a bunch of other stuff during the week on this channel as well. So if you're free those nights, we would love to have you over for the game night and just jump in and hang out with the community. We had a blast. So Deuces, what'd you think of Mendy's thing right there? I just had to add 2 things that he forgot.
I think for his first time, I think he's done a good job.
First time.
He's done this like 10 times.
Oh, probably a 5 out of 10. I think
I'm shaving this mustache right now. If we hadn't
missed those 2, I think we would have been passing.
God, I think we should just end the podcast. Thank you very much, Mendy, for your update right there. Greatly appreciate it. Did you guys have fun the other night in the game night?
Oh yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
I had a really good time, and just the chat alone was just like so entertaining. Just to kind of sit back and just have some fun in there.
Spicier was
when we took Mendy's year and his emote and then we made it into full sentences. That was my favorite part of the night. I'm not gonna lie. Deuces, let's work on some away from Mendy and then just really come in hot on Friday with new ones. I think that'd be great. You okay over there, Mendy?
I'm fine. Let's keep going. Next question.
I think you can really clap back into the discussion. So as I talked about earlier, the big discussion that we're going to have right now is, balancing your real life, a healthy lifestyle, your real life, your day-to-day stuff that you're actually doing in this world with your gaming and your streaming. And why I want to talk about this is because when I first started streaming, I was hooked. All I wanted to do was get out of work, come home, fire up the stream, fire up Fortnite, just play with my friends. I didn't know what I was doing in streaming. I was just on my PS4. But I knew that I just wanted to do it as soon as I got home. And I would play from like 5:30 in the afternoon till like 2 a.m. and I stopped going to the gym. I stopped eating well, and then that ended up rolling over to me coming home from work, napping for 2 hours, then gaming from 7:30 at night to 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I was getting fast food all the time just because like I was spending all my time, focused on streaming and gaming. And, it finally hit me when my pants didn't really fit that well. My belt buckle was a little bit too tight. Is that, I got to fix this. And, it took a really, really long time. And I'm a very active person. And, I'd get these kind of comments, just be like, oh, what happened to you or something like that over like the winter. And I would just shrug it off and be like, no big deal. And, it finally hit me. I was like, I got to get this together, man. I got to stop doing this. I need to sit down, figure out, what to do here and kind of plan out the day around my streaming. And I think this is a good thing for everybody to do, is to sit back, take a look, get their priorities in order. What comes first, waking up, going to work, making sure that you have a good work schedule. Then what comes next after that, right? Do you agree with this whole balancing thing over here, Deuces, about having the priorities and then setting your streaming to it after?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have something to provide, right, for you.
Sure.
We
all need internet. We need to pay for internet.
Yeah, I mean, if you're with your parents, still, so you don't have that, but then you have priorities after that, which is being a family member. Whatever it is, you have to set those priorities and then revolve around that. But also protecting things by being able to schedule something. So like, the times where I struggled in streaming and life balance is when something in life changed our schedule up. Again, like I said before, I'm married, so I try to game when it's not as intrusive to our family, even though it's just the two of us. And so like things changed where she wasn't, coaching or teaching yoga as much at night. So I was just trying to figure out daily when I was going to stream that week. Well, that's really taxing on me. Can't really plan everything else around that. So then now that I'm back to like a Tuesday night and a Saturday morning, shameless plug, streams, it's allowed me to plan my life around that better. I found a time that I could carve out and say no to other things, and make a priority, but it allowed me then to plan gym, plan food prep, plan sleeping, all that kind of thing.
Mendy, what is your like current thing right now? I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything like that. But like your stream thing, you kind of go just about every night, I would say roughly, maybe six nights a week.
I'm
counting this. I'm counting this and raid night as
yeah,
streaming thing as well.
Yeah, almost every night then. If it's either on my own account or it's on the Good Game Report account, I'm always doing something streaming related.
And it's right home from work from you, because you have a commute for your job.
Yeah.
And it's right home, and it did this to me before, dude. It can catch up to you, right? And there's just some times where it just hits you and hits you hard, kind of like what we were talking about with Ninja earlier, where it just all of a sudden it's just you're tired, you're cranky, and it just hits you, and you kind of just need to take a night off, right? A good little reset, hard reset on the stream. Has there been a point, Mendy, in your streaming where you sat down and said that, all right, I need to, reanalyze how much time I'm putting into this because I'm missing out on other things?
Yeah, I think about that a lot, to be honest. Because
I'm closing my eyes, going to sleep every night, I'm thinking about this.
Yeah, because I have to catch a pretty early train in the morning, so I'm always like, I can lose an hour of sleep, 3 or. I probably should consider it more often, because I have a decent commute. I work a long day, and my schedule's kind of all over the place. And what I like to do is play video games to kind of escape from my crazy work schedule. But that adds more time onto my personal life and free life, so it's a lot. And then doing this as well is I'm gonna break one day. You're gonna see.
All right. I really hope I'm not playing with you then. I thought you broke on me last night a little bit, but that was just me losing my bananas.
I think we both were.
I was losing it. No, it's just it's tough, right? And I mean, again, I'm going to go personal here. It's there's a lot of sacrifices that I have made, and people can say that they're not really sacrifices. I'm just choosing to play video games and stream, but to me, it's more than that, and I don't think they're going to understand it.
Right.
And it took me a while to kind of accept that. It's that my friends are like, oh well, do you want to go out? We're going out in the city. We'd love to see you. What are you going to be streaming? And my answer is just yes. I just learned to say yes. But I don't do that all the time. I set some times to, like, I went to a nice family party earlier today. I like to, see a couple of my buddies, maybe like twice throughout the month. They're all doing their own things with their families and stuff like that. So they're fine. They're good. But I like to, reach out and say, hey, I'm around. Like, I'd love to stop by, say what's up. Go up and see my sister, or go down and see my father or something like that. Have my pops come up. We'll go grab like lunch or something like that. But it takes a lot, and they're starting to accept it now. But it took a long time. It's a grind. If you're gonna go into the streaming world, you have to go in hard, right? You can't just kind of dip your toes in and then just boom, you're gonna have 300, 400 followers on Twitch. Right? It doesn't come overnight. It comes with hours and hours of 1 viewer streams, 2 viewer streams, and then it turns to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and wherever you're at. But it comes with hours and it comes with sacrifices. And then that's when I finally said, okay, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna go to the gym, and then I'm gonna stream for 3 hours, 4 hours, as opposed to 6 hours on a Tuesday night. It's like, that's not helping me at all. Getting 4 hours of sleep a night, that just ruins the rest of my week.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I'm not going to the gym. I'm not eating healthy.
Yeah.
I'm eating Burger King. I'm napping after work for 2 hours.
God bless.
Instead of, cooking a nice dinner, like nice chicken, some rice.
Or meal prepping for the week or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be big, dude. Before I got into video gaming, I was a power lifter. I was doing competitions. And then, I just stopped, bro. I got caught up in the streaming and the lifestyle. And because I was getting 4 or 5 hours a night, it took its toll on me, and it sucks. It sucks to hear. Deuces, that you've always been you were a pro golfer before, right? You mentioned that you were a fitness instructor for a little bit. So like nutrition and fitness has always kind of been in your life, I would say, to be at those levels.
Kind of. I mean, genetically, I was blessed with, having good health.
We did see the arms earlier.
Healthy.
You flexed earlier, and we were a little scared.
You can't, not with this camera. But actually, it was mainly my wife. She was in a fitness competition, and then going through that, kind of just bled into us being healthy together. Just kind of made it easier. If we were going to food prep for that, that's just food prep for me too. But then, yeah, for a year there, when I was a golf professional, I just taught golf and ran a golf course. So I wasn't probably the healthiest kid then. I was only 23 at that point, at that oldest. I was 21 to 26. But yeah, then for 2 years ago, I was a fitness instructor for a year. Stopped it right actually when I started streaming, just because I couldn't teach 4 nights a week, go to the gym 4 days, and stream 2 or 3 nights a week. Like, that just wasn't happening. And this was another outlet for me to, like I said before, hopefully teach people, hopefully coach people, but also just to pour into people. Like when I taught golf, when I taught at the gym, or when I taught in other avenues of community service, it was always, how can I like pour into other people? So this is my outlet now. This is how I get to do that. I only stream twice a week, but you'll find me in everybody's streams. You'll find me on socials. Like, I'm always interacting, always trying to build people up or offer constructive criticism, whether they want it or not. But
did you find closing in on the idea of 2 streams a week to help out your numbers more? Do you see better numbers now with the 2 as opposed to, I don't know if you were doing 4 or 5 before?
yeah, I mean, so
Is there an
I think there's
ideal
a
number
balance.
that
I-
you're trying to find still?
I think for the health of my stream, it would be daily.
Interesting.
Can I do that? No. So for me, it was, let me find a schedule that I can 100% stick to, unless I have like a family event that I have to go to out of town. And then if I can, I'll sprinkle in some other streams, but have 2 that people know I'm going to be at and be consistent. That was the biggest thing, because I would say that happened. I was able to iron that out probably at the beginning of the year. In November and December, I was streaming 3, maybe 4, but I didn't know what days until Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's not enough time for people to plan, and you don't get those regulars. So I think that's the kind of thing. But I'd say touching back on the balance of sleep and all that kind of thing, I think the biggest thing that does for you is your mental health, because we see it, you always see it mainly on Twitter. That's where everybody is a little bit more honest or a little bit too open sometimes. But a lot of it is always like, hey, my mental health is here. It's down. I need help, or I'm taking some days off because my health is not there. And, sleep, food, gym, those things, family, work, having value outside of streaming helps for when you have those days that you only have a couple viewers, or nobody said it hey to you or anything like that. So it helps you go through those low times, because you guys know streaming's a roller coaster. One week will be great, the next week will be okay.
I found it and I need to do this more myself, is have a set streaming schedule.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard, but like, so today's Sunday and I'm looking forward for the next week right now. I would love to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe take Thursday off, and then Friday, Saturday, right? And then we do the raid night Wednesdays, and we do the podcast on Sunday. I mean, that's still a lot though, right? And I don't want to put it out there that I'm going to do all those nights, and then something comes up, and then I'm missing it. But when you set a schedule, you're also setting a schedule for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, I have this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to go to the gym after work, come home, eat, stream. Thursday, if I take that off, maybe I'll take a nap on Thursday or something like that. Reset, get ready for the bigger claw parties, liver damaging nights that I have planned for Friday and Saturday. Right. But I think schedules help you organize your streaming thing a little bit better, and then you can balance the other stuff around that schedule. But it's on the person itself, because everybody has some stuff going on. Everything changes. Life's weird, and we just happen to stream during it.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I wish I didn't stay up all those nights, like up till 2 or 3 a.m. I really wish
No regrets, baby. Just keep
no
doing
regrets.
Yeah.
I mean, but you have to grind to get those hours, and
Right.
I might have met someone at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday night that is still in here right now. So, no regrets when it comes to it. No regrets, but find a balance, and especially if you're just starting, it takes a while to find it.
Yeah.
But as a tip, I'm still trying to find it. Try to locate it early. Try to find it early. It's only going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
It's only going to help. Do you guys have anything more to add into that discussion right there? Deuces, what's your favorite meal? Like your food prep meal?
Food prep meal.
Yeah.
Probably some Banza pasta, which is rice pasta. No, that one's not rice pasta. That's chickpea pasta.
Chickpea pasta.
It's good. It's just, and it's
I
like
feel like
a
Deuces
ton of
just
protein.
eats lettuce like for a snack, just casually. Like
No,
kinda like maternal.
I do a smoothie every day.
Nice.
Every morning I make a big batch of smoothies for us. to drink throughout the day, and just get tons of vegetables in that. So that's been a game changer.
Chicken, steak. What are you a big protein guy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't discriminate on meat. I don't do a lot of fish if it tastes like fish, but other than that, I'm good.
I just get whatever's on sale. Chicken, steak, literally whatever has the cheapest thing.
All right, well, what grocery store?
I go to Hannaford's up the street or something like that.
Oh, is that Northeastern?
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't even know what you just said.
I don't know. They're wicked cheap though, and dude, they got this crazy deal on chicken going. It's like pre-season chicken, and I just get the entire thing, dude.
Yeah,
I get
there's usually a reason for that.
Oh,
I cook it, eat it, down the hatch it goes.
Are you a Whole Foods guy, Deuces? Where's the spot? Or do you go to your local bodega?
I am a Whole Foods guy just because we're close enough to ride a scooter there.
Lit.
Like a little Razor scooter electric.
That's fire, I'm not gonna lie.
And then with being an Amazon Prime member, which for those of you in chat, you can subscribe to Gamer Report with Twitch Prime. Yeah, no problem. And then the Amazon credit card, you get an additional 5% back by shopping there. So it's by that time, it's not that expensive. Especially, we do a lot of what we call shopping on the outside of the store. So it's meat, vegetables, not a lot of packaged things.
Weigh in. Mendy eats out of a pot. Have you seen him eat? He eats out of a pot with chopsticks.
Just for my spicy noodles. That's what I do.
It's crazy. Literally takes the pot off the stove, comes in to where he is right there, and eats.
Yeah,
out of the pot. It's crazy.
One of my pet peeves is people eating on stream.
I always keep that thing on me.
He has sriracha next to him.
I always keep that thing on me.
Sriracha next to him. How many bowls you got next to you right now, Mendy?
I got 0. I don't know if I could show, but there's just empty water bottle caps because your boy stays hydrated.
Jeez. All right, I feel you. You don't like people eating on stream, Deuces? What if they're doing 10 hours a day? They gotta eat.
Yeah, put your BRB screen on and go eat for 3 minutes.
I like what Cypher PK does. Have you ever seen his stream?
Yeah, Cypher was one of the first ones I watched on Fortnite.
So while he eats, he watches a video from like Grumbay or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And I just think it's a nice little break, like everybody gets to be entertained while he does his thing. So they're watching the video more than just him eating,
Right. I agree.
I had Cheez-Its the other night. I was just crushing them.
Yeah,
while we were playing.
That kind of skeeved me out. That was weird. I don't know why he did that.
Bro, I was just posting up back here like this. I had
the big ass box, just like chilling on him the whole damn time. What are you doing?
Cheez-Its are good. I haven't had Cheez-Its in a long time. They're fire. All right, we're gonna go into the GGR questions of the week. We have 3 questions in, 3 great questions. And this is the segment that we started recently doing from the GGR Discord. So shout out to these people for the questions. I'll throw it to both of you. So we'll start with this one. Mendy, D'Angelo, he asked, in regards to the future of gaming, will VR be the new revolution, or will consoles and PCs continue to dominate?
Man, I love VR stuff, so I would love to see it dominate over everything else. I think it's still too early, even though VR has been out for a little while now, but I think down the line, VR will take over. I think it needs some more time, though. Maybe like 5 to 8 more years.
5 to 8 more years. All right. And Fortnite will be dead.
I said max
3 to 6 years before that. So we got a lot of time.
Yeah, I love VR stuff. I think
you,
it's great.
You have mentioned this before in the past, so
yeah, I'm all for it. I think the only disadvantage is that you can't really game on VR for too long, so there'll always be kind of something else to switch over to. But I do think we're gonna see more of a boom once it becomes like cheaper, like more accessible for the market. Right now, I feel like you can get the PS4 stuff that has the VR thing, but they don't really have a lot of games for it. And if you want to go with the more expensive route, then you need a good computer to handle it. So I think it's still too early, but I want to see more of a push for it. I think we will see more push for it in the future.
Deuces, what do you think?
I think I'm gonna history itself. I'm gonna say that no, VR will not.
I agree.
Just because if you look at like the Wii, or Dance Dance Revolution, on the
It did die
PlayStation,
out pretty fast.
like those things were something new, something cool, but at the same time, like, is it sustainable? Is it just a niche? And I think it is just a niche. I don't think it can take over. I think it does have a place, but I think it's alongside of consoles.
I think it has a place, and you know what that place is? In an arcade.
Yeah.
Just be in an arcade VR.
Dude, there's some cool VR stuff that's like out right now and being released. I feel like you're gonna change your mind in the future.
Dude, when have I ever changed my mind on anything that we've talked about in this podcast?
You're still stuck on Fortnite, so not much.
All right. I agree. I don't think VR is going to ever take over. I think be there as an option. I don't think it will ever take over. And because I think consoles are so accessible to people. And I think PCs are really starting to pick up. I think a lot of people are PC gaming. And I think that's going to be the next best wave. What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to comb his mustache.
I'm below you though.
Oh,
Stav and I agreed, so we were high-fiving.
but I still want to comb your mustache.
I feel like we're in the Brady Bunch right now.
Oh,
We're getting off the wagons here. We got two more questions, then we can wrap this up. I think it's Mild Genix. He had two questions. All right, and we'll start with Deuces on this one. He says, "What do you want to see on the next gen consoles?"
Oh,
Pretty
man.
broad question, but like
Yeah.
FPS, price, compatibility, whatever pops in your head.
I'm gonna go a little different. I would like to see built-in capture card. Something that they can easily stream better from. That's something I think, because I think streaming is going almost hand in hand with gaming now.
Yep.
So I'd say something either that or just have a better integrated like broadcasting software in there.
Yep. I said that exact same thing. I feel like you watched that episode of this podcast and you were like, you know what? I'm just gonna steal Stav's answer because it's good. Mendy, what are you expecting? We've touched on this a little bit, but just for Mild Genix, what would you like to see in the next gen consoles?
Fatter memory cards, or maybe like a better cloud storage type of thing. Because
great call.
Even if it's like a terabyte into the next console, these games that are coming out, like the Call of Duty update was like how many? It was like 60 gigabytes for one update. Like what?
Yeah.
So I think I would love, or maybe some sort of extension that you can put down for, like, on computers, you have the whole tower, you can just throw in a bunch of slots. Maybe something like that. I can't imagine them doing that. But you're very limited to the console. Like, what it is, that's what you get. You can't really customize to it. So maybe more of a customization.
I love that. I think that'd be great. I uploaded Apex to my PS4, I think, last weekend. And in order to do that, I had to delete Red Dead Redemption and Spider-Man off my things. I was just like, well, I guess I'm never playing these games again. So
you deleted a Western game?
I mean, I deleted Fortnite on my PlayStation. Why did I delete Fortnite? I'm never gonna play Fortnite again on my PS4. Bill, I'm sorry. I hated Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. I know.
Thank you. All right.
It was unfortunate. I was like, oh, this is gonna be me.
I thought you were gonna unfollow me. All right. And Mild Genix had one last question. Mendy, we'll start with you. Are battle royales dying, or is this the new standard?
I'm not gonna say.
You said 2 years. One of the biggest ones dying. So
this is Fortnite. It's Fortnite. It's Fortnite. It's Fortnite.
It's Fortnite.
You're like grinding your teeth over there. I maybe dying in the sense of the way it's not as popular as it used to be, but I don't think it's gonna die off completely. It seems like a lot of games they're trying to integrate some sort of battle royale. Even Tarkov, it's not technically a battle royale, but it still has that sort of theme to you jump in, you die, and then you're done. So I think you're still gonna see some sort of variation of it. I don't think it's gonna die off completely. Dying maybe a little bit from what it used to be, but it's here to stay. It's here to stay for a while.
Agreed. Deuces?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're just going to see continue to see variations of it. You can kind of see that with the Modern Warfare stuff that's leaking right now. About 200 players. There might be some NPC value or players in there too. You see it in Fortnite where there's fishing, there's secret agent stuff in it. You can see all these different things where they still have that survivability aspect to it, but you can integrate these other popular game mechanics.
Did you realize that the agents that are in Fortnite, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but those new bot agents, they're like the Tarkov scavs. They go, like they have like their own language stuff, like exactly like the scavs from Tarkov. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're like, ooh, gah, and I'm like, what's going on? First, you take the vault thing from Apex, and then you literally take the scavs from. It's not dying. You guys are 100% correct. We're just going to see branches of different styles of battle royales, like the cycle. Mendy and Deuces, you've seen the cycle. It's ultimately a variation of a battle royale game. Something that we haven't seen before, and it's fun. And I think this is what you're going to get going forward with battle royales. So if you don't like battle royales, sorry. Learn to like them. Play Fortnite first, and then branch off. No, play whatever you want. It's just a game. Remember, it's always just a game. Boys, we're at that time. And we might even be over the time, but I don't care because I was just chilling with my homie, Deuces Wild Bill, and then my co-host Mendy. So Deuces, this is the part of the podcast where we do any plugs. So if you would like to plug anything, please go right ahead. Plug away, sir.
Sure. So again, thanks for having me on. I love it. Enjoying being in the part of the community as well. So I'm Deuces Wild Bill on all social media. That's Instagram, Twitter, Clutch. DeucesWildBill.com is my blog that I write for streamers starting out.
Talked about that. Damn it, Mendy.
It's okay. This way people go check it out. But it's right now there's probably I think 7 posts on there, and it's just kind of so you're thinking about streaming all the way to like what's networking. So that's gonna start back up at some point. But right now there's a lot of good content out there. So follow me on all those, but also like if you are starting out streaming or you're in a rut or you're like Mendy where you don't have a set schedule and you're about to break, DM me. I'll be happy to set some goals with you. Main thing I want is people to be healthy and enjoying what they want to do.
It was beautiful.
That was beautiful. I want to be the first to say that was beautiful.
Let me be the first person to tell you that was beautiful.
I would really like to be the first person to say that was just beautiful.
It was beautiful. First person.
Mendy, let me be the first person to ask you if you have any plugs that you have.
As always, I just want to give a shout out to all my big years to the year pack, and the HR department is always gearing it up. So, year. And don't be afraid to use the command key. Year.
You don't have anything set up, do you? You spelt it wrong.
I do it with the E.
Oh, that's terrible. I want to give a big shout out to Peter Bite for hosting an awesome game night on Friday. It was his first time. We had some technical issues. Peter, you did awesome. Good job. I'm really excited. Deuces and Mendy are really excited for the next one. I think this could be a real fun feature that we have inside of the GGR community. So thank you so much for stepping up, taking control of that, and maybe we can get you to shotgun a bourbon next time.
A bourbon.
No, seriously though, great job. And everybody that came by and was chilling in chat, you're the best. Really big appreciation to all the people that came by. That was such a fun night. I'm really looking forward to the next one. Gents, that's all we got. That's all we got for tonight. Mendy, thank you for your stash. Please don't shave. I think you're going to immediately shave.
My mom might disown me if I don't shave this.
Well, you have like a week until you see her next, so
I'm seeing her again tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow.
oh god. Well, best of luck with that. Deuces, thank you so much. It's been an absolute privilege to get to chat with you for the past 2 hours.
Yes.
It was awesome. It was great. It was great. Thank you so much for coming by. It's been really nice connecting with you, along with all the other people from the Woofers. And it's just been great. You guys are awesome. So thank you so much for you coming here, talking with us, taking the time. It's greatly appreciated.
For sure, my pleasure.
Mendy, would you like to say your love for Deuces? Now's the time.
I love you, Deuces.
Mosey gang.
Mosey gang for life. I cannot wait till your merch comes in. I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna post about it. I'm gonna even wear the mustache for it. Let's
excited.
go, baby. Mosey
He
gang.
won't wear the mustache. Everybody who's listening, watching live on Twitch now, everybody's listening on YouTube later on in the week, or on Spotify, Apple, wherever you're listening to this. Thank you so much, and for sticking around the entire time. We had a great time tonight. Next week, we have a different type of streamer coming up.
Yes.
And we will announce that on Wednesday night. We're very excited for this one as well. So tune in Wednesday night for the raid. We will announce who will be our guest next week. It's going to be awesome. I'm very excited for it as well. So thanks everybody for tuning in, listening. Thanks for downloading. Thanks for playing. Appreciate it. GG's only. We're out. Catch y'all.
Peace, guys. Peace.